Hello and welcome back to the channel. So firstly, I'd just like to say a big thank you to Wicked Truths and F-Bombs. Thank you to Danielle and Amy for allowing us to use these photographs. Now, these are two new evidence photographs, or two new versions. Well, one's actually a new photo that I've never seen, and one is what looks like to be a copy of the at least original photo from the arrest affidavit. This is, of course, the Gannon Stauch case. Now, as you can see, the picture on the right is taken from the arrest affidavit on page 8, and it was of Gannon in his bed at, law enforcement believe, 8:13 a.m. on the morning of the 27th of January. They believe it was taken by Letecia. They don't know why it was taken by Letecia, but they did use this photograph and compare it to one that they took later on that day at about 2200 hours, where they noticed that the blankets and the pillow were different. And this original bedding, the blanket and pillow case, I believe, were never found. I believe that obviously Letecia disposed of them. So as we can see on the left, this is the actual colour picture. The photos in the arrest affidavit copy that everyone had were awful. You couldn't really make anything out. But here we can see clearly the full details of the picture. This is the full colour version. Now, one important thing to note is, of course, which the investigators made note of, was that the bed is not fully pushed up against the wall. As you can see along the left-hand side, there's a gap between the bed and the wall. And it's something that Al noted was different. The bed is always apparently up against the wall. So as you look at this picture in the top left corner of Gannon's bed, underneath there, that's where they found the considerable traces of blood underneath that corner of the bed and up that left side of the wall, I believe. I'd imagine probably the electrical socket is going to be along that left wall, just out of sight, and sort of down further down, or it possibly could be on the end wall slightly further down, but that's the area where they found the considerable traces of blood. And there are some pictures in the arrest affidavit which show that corner, and they actually cut a corner of the carpet out underneath the bed, and of course blood traces had even soaked down through to the concrete. Another thing which seems very apparent from this photo is that there's something underneath the blanket where Gannon's feet would be positioned. I would think probably it's something that's propping up Gannon's feet, propping up his legs up off the bed for whatever reason, to raise his feet up. So if we zoom in on Gannon's face, it looks pretty clear. He's looking pretty pale. He certainly doesn't look in a very fit and well state, to me anyway. He certainly looks devoid of colour in his face. Now, within the arrest affidavit, it did say that Gannon's Nintendo Switch could be seen on his bed with him, but what it looks to me like is, it looks like a Nintendo Switch controller, just sort of to the right of Gannon's head and kind of lower down. On his blanket, there appears there to be a darker red object there, and that to me looks like it is a Nintendo Switch controller. It looks more like that to me than a actual kind of Nintendo Switch. You know, when you actually, the Nintendo Switch, it can also be a mobile device. You can unattach it from the main console, and it has its own little screen and what have you. But that to me looks more like the shape of a Switch controller. Here I've just zoomed in on the desk. next to Gannon's bed, it's very difficult to kind of make any particular thing out, really. But one thing is very apparent, of course, is that the blinds or the curtains are open, sunlight streaming into the room, which seems odd, considering if Gannon's trying to sleep or what have you. Why is the bright sunlight there? What exactly does that mean? Does that mean anything? I'd be interested to know your thoughts on that. And like I say again, is that the Nintendo Switch controller there on his bed? I know they did name it as the Nintendo Switch, but to me that just looks like the controller. And here's just another zoomed in photo of Gannon. This one was put together by Wicked Truths and F-Bombs on their initial presentation of these pictures. Is just a bit of a clearer close-up of Gannon. Okay, so now we have the second image. I know this is going to be a picture that a lot of you are going to be extremely interested in. Now, this is a picture of the so-called candle burn that Letecia said that Gannon caused. Now, I don't know about you, but that does not, to me, look in any way like a candle burn. My first observation is that the candle there is white, and obviously the substance on the carpet is of a very dark brown, and it even has a reddish tinge to it. I would like to know what you think about this picture. To me, that looks nothing like wax that has come from that candle on that carpet at all. So when zooming in, to me it looks like it could be one of two things. It looks like it could be possibly feces. I mean, I know the teacher did talk about Gannon, what she called pooping his pants, if you like. To me, that's a possibility. But I can also see sort of just above it there, red on the carpet, which to me obviously strongly suspects of the possibility that that is blood. So I think you possibly could have those two substances there, or it could be blood mixed with something that she's tried to clean it up with. I have absolutely no idea, but I can't see in any way whatsoever that is a candle burn or candle wax or anything like that. I mean, candle wax when it goes on a carpet, it pretty much instantly goes hard, doesn't it? Like a hard, either clear substance or like the color of the candle. Um, and a burn, I mean, it just wouldn't burn a carpet like that. As soon as the candle went over, the wax would instantly kind of put any flame out, wouldn't it? Um, so no, to me that does not look like a burned carpet. To me, that looks like soiled or stained carpet. It certainly does not look burnt to me. I'll be really interested to hear your thoughts on what you think about this particular picture. So book a slot for tomorrow night. Tomorrow we'll be going live. This will be discussed as one of the topics. Tomorrow we'll be going further over these pictures. I'd really like to sort of have your input on this. You web sleuths in our community, you always come up with some fascinating insights. So please let us know. Please let us know what you think, and keep an eye on our community wall for tomorrow's live. And I hope to see some of you there.